Hey everyone, it's Lisa with the second video in my wedding series. I do apologize for taking so long to get it to you. I just got a wedding on the brain, and I've been busy designing the ceremony and the reception area of the venue. And unfortunately, I tire easily for whatever reason, I don't know. So it's been kind of hard. I've been trying to get to this video for at least 2 weeks. I thought I would get it to you the week after the first one. I believe this is about to go into the third week since I've talked to you last. So anyway, I want to get right into it. I'm going to try to keep this short. The last video I talked about how to add a pocket to a card when you have a set size of, the card that you're using. And when I don't have, okay, I'm missing one of the cards. But I believe I showed you this one. I need to go watch that video again. And I was using a sheet of paper in this case that had a certain width, but it was 12 inches long. And so, I couldn't make the card longer. And I believe this is the one I showed you in this pocket. So I showed you how to make the pocket and then add it to your card. And you can do that with any card. If I have time, I am going to try to leave a link to that video. If I don't, please forgive me. And just go to my videos. It was the last one, so it shouldn't be hard to find. And I had the belly band to that. This is another card that has the pocket added afterwards. You know what? And I take that back. This is the card that had I believe it's a 5 or a 5.5 by 12. It was a sheet of Anna Griffin paper that I had. And so I had to add the pocket. And then I actually did this one for you in a video. At least I hope that's what happened. Otherwise, I'm going to sound really crazy to you guys right now. So today what I wanted to show you is how to, how I go about creating the pocket like built in to my card design. So here is a card that I made, and to keep this video short, or try to keep it short, I am just going to show how to cut it out. I'm not going to talk about how you decorate it or anything like that in this video. If you want those kind of videos, I would be more than happy to do them for you. But my videos tend to be really long. This is why, because I talk for a really long time. So as you can see, here, this is just built in. This is one continuous sheet of paper. And then isn't this beautiful? I was going to show you guys the whole step-by-step project, but it's been so long since I recorded for you, and I really want to keep it short. The video that will, Lord willing, follow this one a lot sooner than this one followed the other one. It is going to be a longer video because I will be showing you how I designed a pocket on Design Space. But for this one, this is all manual. You don't need any die cutting machines. You don't even need punches. As you can see, I just kept this really clean. But you could use border punches if you so wish. So I'm just going to put that aside and move all this stuff out of the way. I didn't mean to leave it. I actually only put it there to take a picture for my thumbnail. Oh, this does not want to go on. I don't know why. It just slid right off. Because I'm on video, that's why. Let me do this real quick. Sorry to be off camera. I'm going to put this aside. Oh, and we're gonna get to the card. Okay, so as I mentioned in the last video, the first thing you want to do, and that's with all the techniques that I've shared already and that I will share in the future. The very first thing is deciding what size card you want. At least that's how I go about it. So because this is focused on mainly making invitations for weddings, so I'm sure you can use these cards for other things, other events or special days or special people. I've been mainly focusing on that. So you can do these in different sizes. I have been doing them in the 5x7, which is the size my daughter's invitation is in, except for this one that I showed you, which was done with the sheet of the Anna Griffin paper. I used the whole width of that, and so this is a 5, like I said, 5 or 5.5. Yeah, they're 5.5 by 12 inch sheets of paper. So so yeah, you can make whatever size and then add, you know, where the amount that you need for your flaps. It's a trifold basically. So I think I'm not sure. This is very pretty cardstock. It has some weight to it. Ideally, this would be more, to me, I would use it more for a layer than for a card base, though you could. I just like things a little sturdier, but for the purposes of this video, I am going to use, I think I'll use this one. Probably because it won't hurt me as much when I cut it. I love this piece of paper. It's so pretty. So I think I'm going to save that to use as a layer on another card or something. Not that I need to, right? Too many papers. So let me get this off of here. So I am going to cut this down to, so as I said, I wanted a 5x7 card. My finished card to be 5x7. So I need to cut this 10 by, so the 7-inch, the length, I want to add 2 inches, about 2 inches. I usually add like 2 to 2 1/4. You might want a deeper pocket, you might want 3 inches, but I want 2. So then for that 7 inches, I'm going to add 2 inches. I'm going to just add 2 inches for this video. And I want the card orientated this way. So you also want to make sure you're either using a solid where you don't have to worry about direction, or a pattern that's easy, that it doesn't matter the direction, because when you fold that up, you don't want something to be upside down. Just a little tip. Okay, so then I need to cut this at 10 by 9 inches. So I'm going to do that. Now I have my sheet of 10 by 9 inch cardstock, and then to figure out where you want your score lines for the trifold, you will then, now okay, so this is how I did it. I'm sure there's like a bunch of calculations or whatever you could do for any size card, but half of 10 is 5. So if I was going to do, you know, just your typical half fold, I would have a 5 by 9 card. So what I want is half of 5. That is how I'm going to find my 2 score lines for this trifold card. So then half of 5 is 2.5. So I'm going to go ahead and score this at 2.5 inches from each edge. Also, the score line that'll go across here will be 2 inches from the edge, because that's my pocket, a 2-inch pocket. So I'm going to go and do that. Okay, so I've gone ahead and scored my paper, and I drew in with pencil so that you can clearly see where my score lines are. So this one is 2.5 from this edge and 2.5 from this edge, and then 2 inches from this edge up. And so the next thing I would do is, I'm going to just do it on here. So my paper, and I'm trying my best not to get my crazy head into this camera. So I scored it at 2.5 inches. Well, I need to go over 1/4 of an inch, and I need to cut from this edge to that score line. You can do this with paper. Just, you know, mark, not paper, what am I saying? Of course, we're using paper, right? You can do this with scissors, but I'm just going to, yeah, make sure that's 1/4 over. Oh, it's not. Yes, it is. Okay. To double check myself. You know what they say. Measure twice, cut once. Now, you could either just go ahead and score that and know that that's where you're going to cut if you want to do it with scissors, or use your trimmer. So I'm going to try to carefully do that up to this 2-inch mark on this side. So there's that cut. And then I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to use this end of my board because that'll work better for me. So again, this is my 2.5 inch score, so I need to go over 1/4 of an inch. And you could just flip your paper to the other side rather than going to the other end of the board like I just did. And I'm going to go up to the score line. Okay. Okay, so there, those are my flaps. And then the next thing I need to do is cut out both of these flaps. Oops. Oh, it didn't go right there. Both of these flaps, because these are not needed, so these will be cut out. Right here and here. And then I am going to, I like to angle, do a little, with my scissors, my paper snips, just trim a little bit off at an angle like this on both edges. I just think it makes for a cleaner fold. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and show you what it should look like when all is said and done. And now that you have all of your cutting and scoring done, this is what your card should look like. A lot neater. Yeah, I had a little bit of trouble right there. I guess I didn't press hard enough. And I also tried to cut this by hand. I'm not good with scissors when it comes to straight cuts, so generally I use a trimmer. And anyway, so then you're just gonna you know, fold all your score lines. There you are. And use a bone folder so you have a nice crisp crease. So now we have all of our score lines nicely scored. Our tabs are scored and folded in. You're just going to add adhesive here. And generally you want to use a strong adhesive, especially depending on how heavy your cardstock is, or use a liquid adhesive. I'm just going to use this runner for now. Just going to put a little on there on each tab. Fold it up and lay it down. Should go right into place just like that, and there is your built-in pocket. Of course, if you want a decorative edge, you want to do that obviously before you fold that up. And there is your card. You decorate it however you wish. as I've done on these different cards. So I hope this tutorial was helpful, gives you some, hopefully I explained myself well so that you will be able to, you know, design a pocket on any size card you choose. It's just a matter of adding the extra measurements that you need and knowing where to score and all of that. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you will stick around for a while by clicking the subscribe button and that notification bell so that you will know when I do upload new videos. To those of you who've been around for a while, or even, you know, more recently, and this is not your first video of, you know, the first time you've seen me, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate all of you, and I look forward to being with you again, Lord willing. The third installment of this series, oh my goodness, I cannot talk today, will come a lot quicker, as I said earlier, than this one did from the previous one. And that one will, more than likely, you'll need a cup of coffee because we will be working in Design Space. And I can actually show you now the card, well, in that video, the invitations that I made for my daughter. I don't know that I've already shown, I think I didn't. I definitely didn't plan to show them before the guests got them, the people who are being invited. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you so much for stopping by again, and I will see you next time.